So this is another story about something that happened that was really strange to me one time. And honestly, to this day, I don't know if what I'm going to tell you about, if it actually happened or if I somehow imagined it. Because I was in the fourth grade. I was in the fourth grade and I had this problem with being scared of the dark. But one thing you need to understand is in this particular house that I'm talking about, I was terrified in that room by myself. And keep in mind also, this is a tiny house. My parents are two pieces of sheetrock away. They're right in the next room. So they're right there, and you walk out my bedroom door and you turn and you immediately walk into their bedroom door. So it's not like I was upstairs in some kind of a, room far off, or if I was downstairs in a dungeon or something, or in a basement. That was not the case. And keep in mind, like I'm saying, we lived in another house. I cannot remember if it was right before this or right after this. And I would sleep in that room in the dark with my brother sometimes, and sometimes just sleep with my parents. But I would sleep in that room and there would be no issue. I would not be scared, nothing. I would go to sleep fine. I mean, I liked being in there. It's comfortable. It's relaxful. Relaxing, not relaxful. Anyway, and so in this particular house, that was the room that when I would have the light on and I would be terrified in this room. And that's the way it was. My brother slept with my parents, and mostly 99% of the time he did. And I slept in the room by myself. And I cannot get this across enough. To repeat, I was terrified at night in this room. I'm not talking about a night light. I'm talking about actual lamp. And a lamp would be on, didn't matter. I would be scared. And I don't mean just scared. I mean scared, terrified, like I said. So anyway, I would have bad dreams in this room. But what I'm going to tell you about, like I said, I don't know if this really happened. And I know I spent a long time getting into this, and I apologize. Maybe I'll try to edit it. But here's what happened. Here is the story as I remember it. And then maybe we can talk about what really happened. But this is the story I remember it as I remember it when I was 8 years old in third grade. I'm laying in there, tears coming out of my eyes as normal, just trying to sleep in this room. Lights on. There's a lamp, and they put a book beside it to kind of block the light so it wasn't quite so filling the room. But it's light in there. And there's a window from where my bed is. If you look straight across to the opposite wall, there's a window there, and there's a tree outside that window. I was laying there trying my best to relax and go to sleep. I looked out that window into that tree, and I saw the only way I can describe it is a demonic monkey creature with wings. And the best visual I can give you is, the things in the Wizard of Oz, those monkey things that would fly out. It didn't look exactly like that, but pretty similar to that from what I could see. And when my eyes hit that and I saw that thing sitting in that tree, I didn't care about waking up my dad anymore, because he would get upset a lot of the time if I would wake him up and be upset about being in there by myself. So I really, really tried not to do that. This night, I did not care. I didn't care about waking my dad up. I didn't care about waking the neighbors up. I didn't care who I woke up. I jumped. I was on a bunk bed. And you get down through the ladder or on the side of the bunk bed. I jumped over the end that was tall, all in one bounce. I went from laying down, bounce over the end, landed on the floor, and ran in there. Made all kind of noise. I'm like, Mom, there's a monkey thing in the tree. Scared me to death. Now, I look back on it and I'm like, did you really see a monkey devil thing in the tree? Or did you not? Now, my memory tells me I did see that. I can still see what it looked like. But you know, that's not a typical thing to see devil monkeys in a tree, because I've never seen another one. And so I think, well, somehow maybe my mind played tricks on me and I imagined it. And so I'm, you know, over 50% convinced that's what it was. I'm probably about 70-30 that it was just something that my mind made up very, very vividly, and I could see it sitting in the dead gum tree out there. But that was one of that. You know, I talked about on that other video. I was going to say about some of the things that have happened to me. That's one. And whether it was there or not, in my mind, it was there, and I still remember it being there, and I still remember seeing it there. And that was a really, really long time ago, and I can still see it. If I close my eyes, I can still see it in that tree. Anyway, so my mom comes in there, helps me, because everybody could tell I was more upset than normal, because I didn't care about waking my dad up. I just went, gone, waking everybody up. Anyway, so that's one of those things, and maybe we'll tell a couple more later on. And I know I went long-winded on that, but, you know, tell me what you think. I do know that a lot of bad things happened in that room before we moved in that house, from what I've been told. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I don't know. I just don't know. It doesn't have any effect on my faith. It doesn't have any effect on me, my life now. I don't know. I don't know what that was, or if I made it up, but it wasn't like I was sitting there thinking about monkeys, devil monkeys in trees, and somehow my brain conjured up one. And I only watched The Wizard of Oz after this had happened, so I know that wasn't in my mind, because I had not seen those monkey things until after this had happened. And I remember watching The Wizard of Oz for the first time, and you're like, that's really similar to what was in that tree that night. So, anyway, that's that story. Take it or leave it, but that's as I remember it.